I am going to tell you about a recipe that you can make in the stack cooker, very simple at a party. And you know, I talked about the stack cooker in detail on Tuesday, so if you missed it, check out the video. But anyway, it is a really great product. To do a stack cooked meal, you can use all the pieces and parts separately. But today what I'm doing is a recipe that is from, it's very near and dear to me because it's from one of my managers. And in honor of her, she made this recipe and called me one time at a team meeting. She was with me for 20 years. She goes, I'm going to make this potato burger pie. And I'm going, really? Like, what's in that? And it didn't sound good to me, and I'm a foodie, so, you know, I love food. And so anyway, and so she said, well, I'll make it a team meeting. I'm like, all right. Well, she makes it a team meeting, and everybody loved it. And so we just call it, you know, Sue's recipe. So anyway, I finally found it online, and it's called a potato burger pie, and you make it in the stack cooker. And so what you do is you take a pound and a half of ground meat. Now what I've done is I've already mixed this with the breadcrumbs, the egg, and ketchup, and also instant beef bouillon and a little pepper. I didn't put salt in it because you're going to have salt from the cheese and some other things that are in here. And then what you do when you mix ground meat, you don't want to mix it, because what happens is when you make a meatloaf or anything you're making, a burger, if you keep using your hands in it and make it too firm, it's really hard when you go to eat it. So you just want to mix it in together, and then it will be a better burger or a better whatever you're making. Now this recipe is made in the colander of the stack cooker, and you put the 1 3/4 quart casserole underneath it to catch all the grease. And so you take this mound of ground beef, and I'm using gloves just because I don't want all that ground beef all over my hand, and you press it in the bottom of the colander, and you press it up onto the sides of the colander. Let me take this out of here first. And you press it up on the sides. So you're making like a little bowl with the ground beef, okay? Because what you're gonna do after that, you're gonna take potatoes, hash brown potatoes, and we're gonna mix them with mushrooms and green pepper and a little onion and sour cream and cheese. And you're going to take that mixture and dump it right on top of this ground meat. So that's why we're making like a bowl. So you bring it up on the sides, okay, of your colander. And all the grease that comes from this ground meat is going to go underneath it, so it's a really healthy recipe, except for the sour cream and cheese, okay? But it really is a good meal. So you're making a meal, but you're not using the whole stack, you're just using part of it. Okay, so that looks good. So now what I'm going to do, take these off, I'm going to chop our mushrooms, onions, and green pepper, and the recipe has all, you know, how much you use. I don't need to go into, you know, 2/3 cup, all that stuff. And I'm gonna put it in our Power Chef. And you want to always use the products at your party, because if you do, they're gonna buy them. And so if you know, demonstrate a spatula, you're gonna sell a spatula. So you can have it there, but demonstrate high ticketed price items, because that's what they're gonna buy when they see how awesome we are. And all I'm gonna do is pull the cord a couple times and chop up the onion and the green pepper and the mushrooms. Okay, and that's all chopped up, and I usually have someone do that. I never do these demonstrations myself. Last night at my party, we made mac and cheese in the pressure cooker, and oh my gosh, the hostess had to hold her party to get to the 600 because she had to have that pressure cooker for 59 bucks, and that's the thing. So I have in here 4 cups of hash browns, and I'm gonna mix this with it. And then I'm going to put the sour cream, which is a cup of sour cream, and Mexican cheese or taco cheese. And so I actually, you know, I never like to use the bagged cheese because it has the shavings, you know, from trees and stuff in it. But so I took the cheddar, Monterey Jack, and queso blanco cheese, and I grated them all myself and put them in the bag. No, I really didn't. Okay. No. I wasn't gonna do all that work, so I dump about half the cheese in here, and I'm going to mix this up. And you just mix it with the frozen hash browns, okay? And you mix it all up till it's really mixed. And then I'm going to pour it on top of that ground beef, and I'm going to put it in the microwave for 17 minutes. And the potatoes cook, and they're all juicy, you know, with the sour cream and the cheese. And then you take it out, and you put the other bag, half of the bag of cheese in there, and then you just put it, leave it sit, and the cheese will all melt over the top. And then you're gonna get to taste this at lunch. And so it's a great recipe to use, and it's simple. It's very simple to make for your family, and they'll love it because they're getting, you know, all their food groups, ground beef, grease, potatoes, sour cream, and cheese. I mean, you know, they're getting it all. Okay, so that's it, and I just want to say that you'll have to try it at lunch when we make it. And always use the stack cooker. If the stack cooker is a promotion, use that. If the pressure cooker's a promotion, use that. Use what is something that will tell people that they need to have a party to get it at a cheaper price or free. Because that's the goal in having a party, is to earn free Tupperware. And so if they can do that in the time frame, you'll date a party, because I dated a party into the September because of the pressure cooker being $59. Okay, and then if she reaches 1,000, which she had $800, so she probably will do that, she's gonna get it for $39. Who would not want that for $39? Join our team and get this wonderful stack cooker for just $30. So she could have 2 premium products this week if she joined our team and had a party for $69. I mean, that's really a deal. Okay, so I'm gonna take this mic and give it over to,
Oh dear.
wait, my hands are messy though. I'm not getting sour cream on the mic, I'm really not, Jim.
How's this go, Roy?
Need help with it?
You're good. Good? Yummies good. Oh, Camera's not working.
All right. Huh?
Look at your pocket. You should have done.
We didn't open it.
I didn't open it. Okay. All right, so can you all hear me?
Yep.
Okay. So what I am doing today is I am making dessert. Imagine. Okay. I am making Cinnabites. All right.
I'm here to taste test.
You're here to taste test? I think everybody's going to be able to taste test because I'm doing 2 pans of them.
Yay.
All right, so I am using our Ultra Pro, the lasagna pan, Tupperware's version of lasagna pan. We have a bigger roaster that's going to be coming out. It's out several times a year or something. That's my lasagna pan because I have like 7 layers of, 7 different cheeses in that in there. So, but anyways, this amazing product will go into your microwave, but it will also go into your regular oven. Okay, it will go into your regular oven up to 482 degrees. So if you're baking anything higher than that or that high, you're probably burning food before you're going to be burning the pan. All right. You can also freeze in this. All right, and it'll tell you your degrees is in that right on the bottom of it, of the container of the pan. So this is the lasagna pan, comes with the cover. All right, wonderful if you want to do tandem cooking. You can start your recipe in the microwave, finish it in the oven. If you want to do stack cooking in your oven, this is the way to go, because you can use your lasagna pan for, say, your chicken or fish or whatever you want to put your meats in the bottom, and the top layer, use it for your biscuits or your rolls or your potatoes or veggies, anything like that you want to put 2 layers, and stack them in your oven that way, and you're using very little space that way. It's great at holidays because you can really stack them up even taller. All right. So this is like we used to have years ago. It was the
Ultra 21.
Ultra 21. Yes, thank you. It's Ultra Pro now. It was like a beige color before, and it was hard to keep clean, and it chipped a little bit, chipped easier. So they've improved this. This is much smoother. It's dark, so you're not going to see the staining. It is also, because it is smoother, it doesn't chip and crack very easily, which is awesome, and it's a little bit more lightweight as well. All right. So what I'm going to do with this is the kitchen shears. So what I'm using with this, I am using buttermilk biscuits, 2 tubes of buttermilk biscuits per pan, and the kitchen shears are the way to go with these. Instead of trying to cut them by a knife or something like that, just snip, 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 and it's done. So you're going to use 2 tubes of biscuits in 1 pan, and then you're going to just arrange them so you're kind of covering the bottom of the pan, okay? Remember, they're going to swell up as they cook. All right, now I'm going to add to this we have to make it yummy, okay? So we're gonna use a cup of sugar and 2 teaspoons of cinnamon, all right? And I think I might have put just a little bit extra in because cinnamon is very healthy for you, for all kinds of reasons or ways. And then this is just gonna go on top of here, okay? But it's so good, okay? Now, we also need our butter, so we're going to use a little bit of butter, just, you know, a stick, okay? And then we're gonna put this on top of here, and this is just gonna go, I'm gonna layer all the way up on top of there, and it's gonna go into the oven for 10 minutes, all right? Now, I have one that was, you probably smelled it cooking, so I have one that came out, so I'm gonna finish this in a little bit and then put that in. And to cut our butter, I just used a knife and just chop, 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 chop. And it just sliced it up very nicely. So, to do our topping for this, I'm gonna use our cookware. Now, the cookware, if you show it, you'll sell it. Or if you show it, you'll have hostesses working for it for half price. Do y'all know that when a hostess has $300 in sales, she can take anything in the catalog for half price? That includes that whole set of cookware for half price. That's amazing. But if you don't show it, if they don't see it, they're not gonna buy it, okay? So our cookware is amazing. It is an anodized material on top of aluminum. So it has an aluminum core. You do not want to cook on aluminum because aluminum causes Alzheimer's and those types of things. But it is the best heat conductor that you can cook with. So with the anodized material covering that, both sides, you have a perfectly wonderful material. All right, and then the base of this is stainless. This will work on your gas stove, your ceramic stove, your electric stove, and even induction stove tops. Okay, so what I'm going to do here, and these handles are hollow so they won't hold the heat. They're also riveted. How many of you have ever had to like get a screwdriver out to tighten up a handle? Oh my goodness, that's a pet peeve. Okay, you won't ever have to do that with these because they're riveted in, so you never have to worry about that. You can also start something on your stovetop and put it into your oven to finish. So it's wonderful for roasts and casseroles and things like that as well. All right, your cover is glass, but the glass is tempered, okay? So tempered glass means if it ever breaks, you will have zero splintering. It's a clean cut, clean break, and you don't have all those splinter glass to clean up or anything like that, all right? And of course, it has our warranty if that happens, all right? So what we're using for our topping is one more stick of butter. And we're using a half a cup of brown sugar. And you want to make sure you pack it because that will squeeze out calories for you. Okay? Y'all know that, right? Okay? So I'm going to heat this up on our stove top over here. And okay, which one's which? This one. All right. I think I've got it turned on. Is it turned on, Jimmy? You have no idea?
It is.
Okay.
The lights on. The lights on.
I know, but I'm like, yeah, I've got the right one. Okay. We're in business. So it'll take, this is going to, what I'm going to do is going to melt the butter and the brown sugar together. All right. And this is, I use my spatula for my cooking most of the time. I have like 6 or 8 of these in my kitchen. And I very rarely use another spoon when I'm cooking, even for my tomato sauce, anything like that, because you have your spatula is silicone, it is stain resistant and heat resistant, all right? I don't have any stains on mine, even though I cook in my spaghetti sauce and all of that with it as well. I use it to flip burgers sometimes if I'm not doing them in the grill, all right? So, give this just a little bit, and this is going to melt together. Now I can show you, this is what it comes out looking like after it comes out of the oven. So while it's still warm, we are going to make our sauce to put on top. And that is the butter that's melted together with the brown sugar. And then we're going to stir in sour cream. and make it really yummy. So the sour cream makes it very healthy for you too. Okay? So, and then when that's all done, I'm just gonna pour it down over top of that, and you just pull them apart and eat them. Alrighty? So this is gonna take just a minute or so here. Alright? Jenny, do you need to finish your soup or anything? None? Okay. Alright, so.
Tell jokes.
Do you want me to wait on this, or do you want to go ahead with something else?
What,
It's just good, huh?
going to lunch next?
Okay, going to lunch next?
Yes.
Okay.
Hi, Jenny.
Wait, Jenny's here.
Jenny's here.
I hope you have on your head.
Yeah.
How about stuff in my mouth? Okay. All right. You don't have to do that. It says lunch. You don't have to put it up there. It just says lunch. And so what we're going to do is we're going to take a 45-minute break for lunch. And so at 12:45, you come back here and we're ready to go. So if you brought your lunch, enjoy right here. Just enjoy it. But you're also working. And so you're going to take your cell phone, you're going to text people, going you're over going to here. call people, whatever it takes to get those 6 parties. If you get those 6 parties in those holes, you are going to get the gifts from Pam and Jim. All right? And the other thing you're going to do is you're going to enjoy your lunch, socialize, but talk to people about what's making their business work. And there are word choices they're using to get their dating. And so that you network at your table or move around and find somebody else to sit with.
So Lydia, how many calories does this have?
12:45. I have no idea.
Zero, right?
Yeah, zero.
It's zero. 0 calories.
Zero. We boil them out. We cook them out.
Yes.
Cook them out of there. Okay, so this is just about like melted.
12:45. Thank you guys.
Okay.
Don't forget here how to have a $1,000 party with Kevin. Here how to screw away for the party with Manel. And here how to
gonna do our sour cream.
and make it awesome fun, and everybody will say yes to it with Lori.
I'm just gonna put that in there. Lydia, this is your recipe. It takes a stick of butter. Exactly. She really barbecue.
Butter goes in everything.
That's right. Butter makes it better.
Look at that. Guys, you guys gotta be here. We need smell-o-vision. It smells
I
so
know,
good.
right? Pretty soon we need taste-o-vision.
Yes.
But yeah, just mix that all together.
We're gonna tell Facebook we need that.
Yeah. Sometimes I'll use a whisk on this, but the spatula works just fine as well.
It's good.
So pretty much got it all mixed together. And then we're just going to take this.
All right, I got plates, I got napkins, I have spoons, there's plastic spoons.
Look at that, guys. How good that looks.
Yum.
No calories. She cooked them out.
Figure friendly, figure friendly.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Get your figure out there.
That's what you guys are going to do at your parties. You're going to tell them you're cooking all the calories out, and they're going to love you.
That's right.
Look how good that looks. Yeah.
So then just take it, just kind of move it around a little bit to coat everything. And there you have it.
Yum.